What's up, guys? Doomwake here. Welcome back to another modern video on the channel. As always, before we continue, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought of the video. As always, just wanted to say a big shout out to all the support on the channel over the past month. Channel has been growing insane. It's been crazy. So thank you all for all the support. Glad you're enjoying the content. And with that, let's get to the video. So, continuing our Modern Horizons 2 exploration, this is a deck that was definitely popularized prior to Modern Horizons 2 introduced into the format, and a deck that at certain points in the metagame has been, touted as the best deck, one of, or maybe second or third best deck. It's always kind of been up there. I'm not really sure over the past, month or so, ever since the release of MH2, it's kind of fallen off in popularity a little bit. I'm not really sure exactly what the cause of that is. But what we have here is a Bring to Light Scapeshift deck. So, basic goal of this deck is ramp with Explore and Dryad of the Elysian Grove. Right, Explorer and Dryad both let you play extra lands. You get to Bring to Light, and then you bring to light for X equals 4. You notice we have, several different colors of the rainbow. We actually have all 5 colors of mana within our mana base, so we can bring to light for up to 5. Idea, ramp, bring to light, X equals 5, get a Scapeshift with 7 lands in play, kill your opponent. That's just kind of like base level, this is what this deck is doing. But it's got a lot more going on to that. So, as I mentioned, Dryad of the Elysian Grove, which is a card that you've seen, I'm sure, in Amulet and things like that. The interaction between Dryad of the Elysian Grove and Valakut the Molten Pinnacle is such that if you have Valakut in play, literally any land, because all of your lands are now mountains, they fulfill the requirement for Valakut, and every land that you play is also a mountain. So any land will trigger Valakut if you have Dryad in play. Then you have to have 5 other lands, assuming. So you can actually kill from a much smaller base if you have Dryad. So let's say you have Dryad of the Elysian Grove and you play your 6th land, and you cast Scapeshift. You can get 4 Valakuts to any other land, doesn't matter, and every single land will trigger 4 times. Which, is that 24 triggers, right? Yeah. So you don't really need, you can kill your opponent from a smaller base because Dryad makes it so you only need 6 lands in play to kill with Scapeshift. And the other nice thing is because you're playing the full 4 copies of Valakut, sometimes you can just manual people out by just drawing Dryad and a Valakut or 2 and just make your land drops with Explore and Ren and 6. Even fetch lands, because if you have a Valakut in play, each fetch land is essentially 2 triggers because you get, trigger off of the fetch land coming into play, and then a trigger off of the fetch that you get off of it. So, powerful synergy between Dryad and Valakut. We're kind of abusing that. And then the rest of the deck is kind of just rounded out. Some removal spells, Prismatic Ending, Lightning Bolt, Ren and 6, which is pretty powerful if you have a bunch of fetch lands, which we kind of want already to facilitate the 5-color mana base, and Dryad of the Elysian Grove plus Valakut. Teferi Time Raveler, which is just kind of just like fills some of the gaps a little bit. It's also pretty powerful with Bring to Light because you can Bring to Light on your opponent's turn. You can also Supreme Verdict on their turn. So there's situations where that might come up. Omnath, again, pretty powerful when we have a bunch of fetch lands, which we already want with Ren and 6 plus Dryad. And then we have 1 Supreme Verdict to be able to Bring to Light for, and then you notice a Valky, God of Lies over here. If you don't know the interaction with Bring to Light, you can Bring to Light for Valky, but you can cast Tibalt for free. So if you Bring to Light, basically turns into a 7-mana Planeswalker. So it just gives your deck another added angle of attack, which is pretty cool too. And then again, rounding the deck out with Prismatic Ending, Lightning Bolt. Mana base, nothing too fancy here. 4 copies of Valakut, again, maxing out on that. A bunch of Triomes to, again, just facilitate the 5 colors of mana that we need for Bring to Light, as well as, notably, they're also all mountains, which there are going to be games where you have Scapeshift or Bring to Light, but not Dryad, and you just need Valakut plus 6 actual other mountains, so you need to make sure you have enough mountains for that line as well. And then the sideboard, we have a lot of Chalice of the Void, which is because I think Prowess / Death Shadow is kind of not the best matchup for this deck, so we bring in Chalice of the Void against those decks. You are aiming to cast Chalice on one. Another nice thing I will note is that prior to MH2, the removal spell of choice that people played in these decks was Path to Exile. Now, even though they played Path to Exile, they still wanted to play Chalice the Void, right? Because Chalice is still so powerful against all those Prowess and Shadow decks. But now that you have Prismatic Ending, you actually have a removal spell that can kill a one drop, but also you can do it to get around Chalice. If you have, let's say, a Plains and a Ragavan Triumph, you can tap 2 white mana, cast Prismatic Ending, X equals 1, but it costs you 2 mana. So that's a way to sort of get around Chalice, which is kind of cool. Fracturing Gust for the food decks, Damping Sphere for Tron and Amulet, Engineered Explosives for Prowess, Shadow, things like that. Veil for Thoughtseize decks and against other control decks. Anger of the Gods for Prowess and Dredge and stuff like that. Aether Gust for Blood Moon. Negate for other control decks. Most of the sideboard's pretty straightforward, not a ton of fancy stuff going on there. But yeah, that is the deck for the most part. I think I've covered everything I wanted to do. So without further ado, I'll see you back in just a little bit for round number 1. Alrighty, everybody, we're back here for round number 1. We are on the draw. 6 land and an ending. I don't think is going to be quite good enough here. Okay, what companion did they reveal? Kahira. So against Kahira, I think I kind of want to keep the Verdict in my hand. I think I'm going to keep this and put back Stomping Ground. Just having access to turn 4 Verdict against Kahira. They're probably elementals. There's a chance they're like blue-white control, but most of the Kahira decks that I've seen recently are the 5-color elementals deck, and Spring Verdict pretty good against those decks. So I think I'm willing to keep the Verdict in my opening hand. And rest of the hand's fine. Nothing crazy, but seems like they're mulliganing pretty aggressively. Yeah, they're on 5. So we'll see how that works out. Alright, they stayed on 5. Good to know. What do we got? Sacred Foundry. Pass. Okay. I am going to get probably Ketria Triome. Maybe I want to get Jeskai Triome. So go Ragavan Triumph into basic forest if I have to cast ending for 2. Depending on what they have. Still going to fetch a Triumph here in case I draw Explore. I don't want to take 1,000,000 damage. Bring to Light. I mean, I don't mind drawing Bring to Light, but I would like to draw lands. Lands would be decent. Ooh, they don't have a land. So this time I'm actually not going to fetch, because I kind of just want to draw lands. Okay, Red and 6 is not too bad. I'm going to play that, actually. I'm just going to go Red and 6, uptick, get back a land, play the land. This also gives them less information. So I just play the land I get off the Ren. Can start hitting our land drops. Next turn I can go get back a land with Ren, play Dryad, play 2 lands. And then we should be able to close it out with Bring to Light the following turn. Seems like we're doing okay. Their Mold of 5 caught up with them. Alright, they have land 3. Is this a Risen Reef? I don't think I care too much about Risen Reef. I could just let them get a card off of it. Also, probably just ping it with Ren if I want to. Although I might just want to draw... I might just want to get a land back with Ren because I just want to hit my land drops. We'll see what happens. I think I'll get a Triumph here. They have Fury. Okay. Alright, so they can kill the Ren in 6. Okay, okay. And they get another trigger off the Reef. It's not a land. Alright, now let's get... I guess I could get Savai in case I want to hard cast, in case I draw Valky. Because I kind of want to get a white source for Supreme Verdict anyways. Yeah, I guess that's fine. Ren and 6, huh? So it's a little awkward that I can't go Ren, Uptick, and play Dryad. So I think what I'll do is I think I'm just going to kill their Risen Reef this turn, play Misty and pass, and then next turn I can get back a land with Ren, or... Yeah, I think this is good. Because I do want to kill that Reef. This does open my Ren to potentially get hit with another Fury, but I think I'm okay with that. Because Fury's going to kill Ren whether I downtick or uptick. This looks like Omnath. Okay. See if they have a fetch land. They don't. It's good. I'm just going to fetch out a Temple Garden. Alright, another Ren and 6. Alright, so let's get back a land. Question is, do I want to bring to light for Tybalt and just kill this? Could also just Prismatic Ending this. Honestly, I almost want to just Prismatic Ending this. Just to use my mana a little bit more efficiently. This is kind of close. Yeah, I'm just gonna kill this. White, green, blue, red. Play Misty and pass. Could have also gone. Yeah, the only other the only other two lines were Supreme Verdict or Bring to Life for Tybalt, but I kind of want to say Bring to Life for Scapeshift when I have the Dryad in my hand. We have another Omnath. Okay. That's, I guess, sort of punishment for killing the first one. But I was going to kill the first one anyways, whether I cast Bring to Life Verdict or Ending. Okay, it's not a fetch land, which is good. Let's get Breeding Pool. Okay, so that should just be... Oh, no, it's not game because we... Yeah. So I can go play Dryad, play Heath, Rent Uptick, get back a land, but I only have 4 mana. So I guess I just Ren, Uptick, get back a land, play Supreme Verdict. This. And then next turn we'll have enough to go 2, 3, Dryad, get back a land, land, bring to life or Scapeshift. Is this Omnath number 3? Looks like it is. It's funny. Okay. It's a lot of Omnaths. No fetch land? Alright, we're good. We are good. I guess they could have Solitude, but we have enough to kill them through a Solitude, I believe. Alright, so get back a land. Play this. Play Dryad. Play Windswept Teeth. Blue, white, green, red, black. So now even if they Solitude the Dryad, we can just get 2 Valakuts and 6 Mountains. Even if they have Solitude. And 2 Valakuts plus 6 Mountains would be... How much damage is that? 2 triggers for each mountain times 6 is it's 36. Yeah. Alright. Got game 1 against Elementals. Chalice is not very good against Cavern, so I'm not going to bring in Chalice. Engineered Explosives. The only problem with Explosives is their deck is more reliant on 3s and 4s like Omnath and Risen Reef, and then they have a bunch of 5s with the Pitch Elemental, so I don't think EE is actually good, even though it's like kind of weird to not bring in Explosives against the Tribal Creature deck. they don't have a ton of 1 and 2s, you know? So I think it's actually not good. Sphere does nothing, Gust does nothing. Veil stops Grief if they're playing that. Some of the versions do have Grief, but it's kind of marginal. I guess it's just Anger and Gust. Not that I have that many bad cards. I think Bolt doesn't actually tag that much. It tags Risen Reef, but it doesn't hit Omnath. I guess Bolt breaks up Ephemerate plus Solitude or Grief, if that's relevant. I'm not sure how relevant that is. I mean, I think Gust is just way more versatile than Bolt, and I kind of like everything else. I'm just going to shave 1 Explore. Maybe Anger's not even that good, but I'm going to try it. Anger's good against their like multiple Risen Reef draw, and some lists also play Flintkin Harbinger, so Anger's a little bit better if they have those cards. Alright, we have... I could have also shaved Teferi, because Teferi's kind of awkward on the draw. They can go pretty wide and kind of put a bunch of pressure on Teferi. This ain't actually good. It's kind of awkward. We can get Ketria Triumph with this, but we have nothing on 2. And then we have Teferi Bounce on 3. I think it's kind of slow, but I want to try it. Teferi into Verdict is pretty good, because we can even Teferi and hold up Verdict. Like, we can Teferi Plus, and then if we draw a White Source, we can hold up Verdicts on their turn. We can also get Rogran Triumph with Misty Rainforest, but then we don't have green mana. But I'm probably gonna play Misty and just leave it uncracked for now, because I don't know if I want green or white mana yet, depending on what land I draw. Okay. Well, now that changes things. Now I can just get Ketria, right? And then I have white, white, blue. Okay. Alright, Reflecting Pool. Yeah, these decks don't have a ton of 2-drops usually. One card they could have that I would probably want Lightning Bolt for is Lightning Skelemental. So if they play a Skelemental, if we go to game 3, we might have to reconsider. I'm gonna just bluff something with Plains, but we might have to reconsider putting Bolt back in if they show a Skelemental. Because that is a card they definitely could have. And one that would not be great for me. I'd have to discard probably Prismatic Ending and maybe just a land? Maybe a Verdict? But let's just hope they don't have that. Alright, they chose not to reveal anything. That's good. So now I can just slam it to Fairy. Probably Uptick. Yeah, I'm just going to Uptick. Because again, I kind of want to hold up, potentially hold up Verdict on their turn next turn. And their next turn is likely just going to be an Omnath. Oh, they had Subtlety. Okay. That is kind of okay for me. I think I might just bottom it. Yeah, I don't really want to draw it to Fairy. Like, I have my next couple of turns lined up anyways with Omnath and Bring to Light, so Teferi is not really in the equation. It does stop Ephemerate, but they're already casting the Ephemerate here, so, like, they get a 3/3 out of the deal, but I don't think I care too much about that. Now, this looks like Skelemental. Okay, so we're going to discard Prismatic Ending and... honestly, maybe just Supreme Verdict. And then keep Omnath into Bring to Light. It's going to be real bad if they have another Skelemental, though. But Supreme Verdict also really bad if they have another Skelemental anyways, so... maybe should have just discarded a land there and hope that I draw a land in my next 3 draw steps between this draw step, the Omnath, and the draw step after that. Green, red, blue, white. Alright, so we're praying that they don't have another Skelemental. If they do, we are in trouble. Because we then have to block and still discard 2 cards. And we're also taking 5? Okay. Yeah, looks like we're dead. Yeah, I wasn't sure if they had this card. Some of the versions don't play it, so. Do I have outs? Maybe. Everybody yells at me when I scoop early, so I'll give it a draw step, even though I don't think we can win this game. So I have to go to 1 and bring to light for Tybalt. Alright, that's my play. That is my play. I guess I can go to 2? Sure. 2 is more than 1. Blue, green, white, red. Alright, Tybalt minus. Alright, show me a third Skelemental. I will be prepared for a third Skelemental. Which it looks like they don't have. They have Fury. Okay. They have Ephemerate as their last card. No. Okay. Okay, this isn't too bad. White, colorless. Okay, hero, sure. Okay, alright. Explore. That makes it so I can't hold up Subtlety. Because I can't shock this in. I should probably just pass, right? Because even if I cast Explore and play a tap land, I can't hit Omnath. The only thing I could really cast off of the Explore would be, I guess, Teferi? I guess Teferi wouldn't be too bad, but this at least kind of time walks them. And if they don't play anything, I think I might just not cast the Subtlety. Yeah, I'm just going to wait. There's an Omnath, which could be dicey if they have their own Subtlety. I mean, I think I can just wait. Because next turn I can play Omnath with... If I draw a land, I can go Omnath, immediately play a land, gain some life. But I feel like they're eventually going to have to play a spell into the Subtlety, right? Black, black, black. Oh, this is Grief? Hardcast? Alright, I will Subtlety it. And I assume they're going to top it, maybe? Depends. They did put it on top. I think that's good for me. Okay, now we're in a good spot. I guess I'll play Explore, because why not? Let's play Windswept Teeth. I think I'm actually going to hang on to the Triomes for now, because I might want to cycle them. And also, what I could do is, like, fetch or play second Triome, get mana off the Omnath, and then cycle, but we know they put a Grief on top, and there's no point in cycling and trying to hit a spell when they're just going to Grief us next turn anyways. So I can just let this happen. I have no spells in hand. We're at a comfortable life total because we have Omnath, so we should be fine. Man, I was going to concede this game too, after that second Skelemental. Alright, let's go ahead and cycle the one that we already have. Drew a Renin 6, which... yeah, let's cycle the other one. Okay, let's go Valakut, gain some life. And I could play the Renin 6, but then I go to 9. Yeah, I don't actually like that much. I think I'd rather just attack with both and just kind of chill a little bit. Because if I play the Renin 6, not only do I go to 9, I can't... like, the Ren goes to 4 and they could just attack it. This way, like, I can fetch on their turn to get an additional 3 life and stay at 13. I could just play the Renin 6 next turn. I have enough mana with the Omnath triggers that I'm not worried about missing out on mana this turn. That just, like, I don't know, it just seems safer to play. When I'm this far ahead, it seems safer to just play the waiting game a little bit. There's not a lot they can do. Like, even if they cast Fury, they only get to kill one of my 2 creatures. They obviously have to kill the Omnath, but then we still have, like, Renin 6 plus Subtlety. We're clocking them. It's a good setup. So they have their own Omnath, it looks like, which should be fine. I'm okay with that. Alright, so land gain 4. They're dead to Scapeshift. They should be dead to Dryad. Not like dead to Dryad, but they probably can't win if we draw Dryad. Bring to Light, Scapeshift. There it is. There is the aforementioned Dryad. Alright, so let's go. So I have 1, 2, fetch, 2, 3, get back, fetch. So they're just dead. Okay. Yeah, because I just go 3, fetch, that's 9, play Ren, get back, fetch, that's 6 more, it's 15. Yeah, that was an interesting game. I thought I was super dead when they had the second Skelemental, but we kind of drew out of it with Omnath. We got the Subtlety, their own thing, and they kind of just bricked out from there. So, hope you enjoyed round number 1. I'll see you back in just a little bit for round number 2. All right, everybody, we're here for round number 2. League with Bring to Light Scapeshift. We have a turn 2 Ren and 6 with some interactions, so I think this hand's fine. Probably going to get Rogarin Triumph into Basic Forest. That gives me all 4 colors of mana and cast Ren and 6, and then I can get another white source with the Misty after I get it back with Ren. Alright, Foothills Go. I wonder what Foothills Go means. We shall see. Foothills on no companion, notably. It could be Jund. Man, it could be a lot of different decks. Jund, Dredge. I don't know. Plenty of decks that play Wooded Foothills. Alright, Rogarin Triome. Seems like our opponents may be double queuing. Alright, Basic Forest. Ren and 6. Get back Misty, pass the turn. See what they do on turn 2. I hope they're not Dredge. Hope we also draw a Dryad. Dryad, I think, is our best draw right now. Perhaps the Fairy, maybe if they're a blue deck. Could be the Mirror. Could definitely be the Mirror. Looks like it might be the Mirror. Through a Valakut, which is not great. I'm just going to keep playing Misties. There's definitely some consideration to get the Valakuts into play, but A, I give them information, and B, I'd rather just hold on to the Valakuts until I potentially draw Dryad. And, like, I'm hitting my land drops with Ren and 6 anyways, so I think this is okay. Remember, for the most part, you want to fetch non-mountains, because if you fetch mountains, like, you want to make sure you have enough in your deck to manual Valakut them. I only got the Rogarin Triumph, so I hit all my colors. Do I want to jam a Ren? Or jam an Omnath? Yeah, I think that's okay. The reason I want to jam an Omnath here is, like, A, I don't have anything, and B, if I don't play Omnath, I'm going to have to discard anyways. I guess I have to discard if the Omnath resolves, but then, like, if Omnath resolves, it's still pretty good for me. You can just discard a land. I got plenty extra lands where that came from. I'm going to discard Island in case they, like, kill Ren and 6 somehow. And I don't have Ren and 6 to get a fetch land back for Omnath. It looks like they are the Mirror, but they just had no turn 2 or turn 3 plays. Oh, they're Rhinos. I feel like Rhinos has to be a good matchup for this deck. Oh, never mind. Okay, they're not Rhinos. Okay, take back everything I said. This is probably horrible for us. Because they can go fetch, get 2 treasures. They have a green floating. They can probably re-up on the combo. Okay, well, looks like we're dead. I don't think I had any relevant decisions. I guess the only thing I could have done was hold up Lightning Bolt this turn to maybe kill Tireless Provisioner, but, you know. Yeah, so they get to cast another Cascade spell on 8 permanents, which is probably good enough. Omnath Chancellor. And they get a million Omnath triggers. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we're not dead. I have Verdict to clean everything up. So. Oh, wait, are we dead? So we take 3 from the Omnath trigger and they get 3/1/1 haste. I'm assuming they don't have another Cascade spell. If they have another Cascade spell, it's almost lethal. It's got to be lethal by this point, but. If they don't have another Cascade spell, we go to 11. And yeah, so we're not technically dead. Because we block a goblin and take 6. Oh, we got a 10, right? I can't math. So we get a 10. Their goblins get +1. We block 1, take 6, go to 4. But yeah, another Cascade spell is almost certainly lethal. Okay. And I guess I'll let them do their thing. Unless I'm like deterministically dead. Yeah, alright, I lied. I'm out of here. I've seen enough. Alright, Chalice of the Void, good against the Cascade decks. Engineered Explosives I actually think is decent because they generate a lot of tokens early. So, like, let's say they curve Colony Garden into Wave Sifter, you can just EE on 0 and blow up all their tokens, and it's, like, impossible. They really can't kill you. They have to wait until they have at least, like, 5 or 6 permanents play to go off. Like, them casting a Cascade spell on just 3 lands is usually not going to do anything, so... we're going to bring in the Damping Spheres because they cast a lot of spells. Wow, we have a lot of sideboard cards. This matchup must be horrible because almost our entire sideboard is coming in. I guess we have a lot of bad cards too. Verdict bad, Ending also bad. How does that look? I think Ren is too slow. Teferi also insane against them. I could cut the Valky if I thought that maybe the games would never come down to that, but I think there's a chance they might. And it's not like anything else is necessarily insane. Like, Ending, I think, is mostly just worse than Explosives. Ending is good for the same reason that Explosives is, because you can blow up a token, but it's just a 1-for-1, and I don't think that's good enough. So, I'm going to try this. With the amount of cards that we're sideboarding in, I would have to believe that this is a good matchup post-board, but you never know. 1 hate piece and an Omnath. I almost want to mulligan this hand, given how much hate pieces we have. Because, like, almost any hand that has, like, 3 lands and 2 of the hate pieces... Like, think about after sideboarding how many just cards we have that says your deck doesn't work, right? We have Damping Sphere, Chalice, Teferi, even just, like, counterspells, Aether Gust. So, I don't know. I feel like we can do better, but at the same time, this hand's not awful. This is tough. I'm gonna mulligan it, but yeah, see, I think this hand's a lot better. I'm gonna put back Savai Triome. No, I'll put back Valakut. And this hand just has Damping Sphere and then into hold up a million counter spells. So I think I like this better. I would like to get blue mana into play, so I'll do that. Alright, Damping Sphere. Into Teferi, perhaps? Looks like they have the Wave Sifter. 2 clues. Yeah, Wave Sifter has entered the battlefield. Ooh, I'll take that too. I'll take that too, why not? Alright, your turn. Hello and good luck. So now they have to beat us. This is like the Living Index where you have, Leyline of the Void and a bunch of hate pieces and they have to just cast a bunch of 4-mana 4/4s. It's kind of like that. I mean, I guess this. It's moderately annoying. I assume they're going to top it, but they bottomed it. Okay. Maybe they just have more of them? Probably should have saved the fetch land in case I draw Omnath. That was bad. Just play planes there. I wanted to thin my deck a little bit, but it's just way better because I have way better to hold the fetch land because I have Omnath. What's this? Teferi Time Raveler. No thanks. They have 4 cards. Remember, they bottomed the Provisioner. Just gonna thin my deck a little bit. Get this. Okay, your turn. Out of gas here. But Bring to Light's a good draw. Teferi's a good draw. Omnath's a good draw. Yeah, see, I was saying about like the Living End thing where they have to just play a bunch of draft cards, except they actually have like a reasonable magic card in their deck in Omnath. Omnath is like one of the best Plan Bs. So their deck is a little bit better at playing Plan B. It's not a horrible draw, but it's not going to kill them because they can gain 4 life off the Omnath. So even if I draw on land, I can only deal 18, so I have to wait for 2 more land drops, which I may not have time for, depending on what else they have. I definitely could lose this game. To be fair, we kept, what, 3 land, Damping Sphere, Gust, Negate, and we've drawn a Chalice and a Scapeshift. And I guess 3 lands. Yeah, I guess that's a reasonable mix. Seasoned Pyromancer. Maybe I should have kept in the Verdict. Theory being, if I have all these hate pieces, they have to, like, they're basically only ever going to kill me through the fair game plan. So Verdict is a little bit more attractive when they're never comboing it post-board in this matchup. Like, imagine if I drew Bring to Light and just had Verdict. You know, it'd be a lot better for me. Alright, go. Let's hope I don't die. You can crack a clue, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If they can somehow generate 3 Omnath triggers, they can kill me, because they have 8 damage, put me to 4. I still have to draw land. Alright, that's 1 landfall trigger. I guess Violent Outburst also kills me. Right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 plus 5 is 13. Like, just Outburst +1/+1 on my team. Also kills me. Looks like they might have that. I think they were going to tap Firelit Thicket for red-green and then realized it doesn't work with Damping Sphere. I don't know what they were trying to do, but yeah, Firelit Thicket does not make colored mana under a Damping Sphere. Alright, land? Alright, well. How many mountains do we have? We have 10. Yeah, we should have enough. Alright, no. Red, green, green, white, blue, red, white. I don't know why I'm floating mana. If this doesn't work, I'm dead, so. I don't know if they have counterspells in their sideboard. They might, but we'll see. All right, let me just do a quick double check. I'm like 90% sure I have enough mountains in my deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 showing. So I only have 5 mountains in my deck. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So get 5 mountains and a second Valakut, which is 30 damage, right? Make sure I did that right. Hope I counted right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the Valakut. No. Alright. I did count right. I think I did. I hope I did. So they have something weird. Alright, cool. Game 3. So back to what I was talking about earlier with Supreme Verdict. Given how the post-board games play out when you just have so many ways to shut off their combo, like, it's going to be so hard for them to combo. These, like, they literally cannot combo through these cards, and then we also have 4 counterspells. So given how much of that we have, I actually think it is good if we played a Supreme Verdict. The question is, what am I cutting? Maybe the EE on the draw is a little slow. Yeah, alright, let's do this. Like, it does seem weird to bring in Verdict against their deck, but again, just how often the sideboard games are going to be decided, like, coming down to the fair game. So this hand has turn 3 Teferi, but we don't have any interaction on turn 2. We could find a Chalice, though. We get draw step, explore. We get 3 looks at a Chalice. I'm going to keep this hand. It is pretty risky, because we're keeping a hand that doesn't actually have a way to stop the combo on turn 3 if they go for it. But their turn 3 kill, I think, is pretty unlikely, except for exactly Colony Garden into Wave Sifter. So I think, in general, they're most of the time going to be a turn 4 deck. And in that spot, I think Teferi's good. So, well, we have the Garden. So hopefully we find a Chalice, maybe? Nope. No Chalice. No Chalice. Alright, them not having Wave Sifter is good, because that means they probably won't be able to kill us next turn. So let's get white mana. Just get Temple Garden, I think. Play Explore. Chalice? No Chalice. Let's play Breeding Pool. And then we'll just jam Teferi next turn. Honestly, I might just bounce their plant, depending on what they do. If they play a Provisioner, I'll probably just bounce that. And then I can go Tef, hold up Verdict the turn after, which is kind of cool. Alright, looks like they have... Oh, they have Violent Outburst. And they're just going to go for it. Well, let's play Teferi first, and make them show me. So they have to cast out... Well, no, if they had Outburst, they probably would have just main phased it, right? So why did they shock? Maybe a Cycle Land? I'm going to bounce their plant. And I want to get a white Triumph here, because I want to make sure I have enough mana for Verdict. Alright, I don't know why they shocked. So I feel like if they had Outburst, they would have just already gone for it? I don't know. I'm confused. Alright, let's get a white source. Get the Roger and Triumph. And a Damping Sphere. Alright, so let's go Island, Dryad, play this tapped, play Damping Sphere. And then we should be good to go. Seems like nearly impossible to deal with this setup. We can also cycle the Triumph next turn, try and find a Haymaker like a Scapeshift or an Omnath or Bring the Light. But we are chillin'. Yeah, because they literally just can't do anything unless they remove Teferi and Damping Sphere. So yeah, game 1, probably a little rough for this deck, but you just have a ton of sideboard cards to bring in. Oh yeah, sure, Chalice too, why not? Alright, let's cycle this first. Chalice on 0, plus Tef. I'm gonna hang on to one more land just for like Valakut and Omnath purposes. But we're just gonna kill them with a 2/4. You could play Omnath, I guess. That's how they win this game, is the fair plan. I could even just Tef bounce my Dryad at some point and then play Verdict. I would lose the Tef if I did that, but... Force of Vigor targeting's... Okay, alright. That's step 1, I guess. Alright, never mind, they're dead. Blue, green, red, black, 8. Get Scapeshift. Cast Scapeshift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, get 4 copies of Valakut. Oh, they're off it. Okay. Yeah, so again, I think that this matchup is probably rough game 1, but given how much sideboard cards you have, and just, pretty easy games 2 and 3. So, I hope you enjoyed the match. We're 2-0. I'll see you back in just a little bit for round number 3. Alrighty, you two back here for round number 3. What do we got? We're on the draw with some prismatic endings. This hand does need to find some lands, however, we are a deck with 30 lands in it, so yeah. I think I'm willing to keep this. We have prismatic ending to buy us some time if they play a 1-mana spell, like Goblin Guide or a Swiss Spear or something. Thoughtseize. If I had to guess, they would take Teferi, but maybe they take double ending if they have another discard spell. It really depends on what their hand is. But for the most part, I don't mind this hand against Thoughtseize, because our hand is just a lot of redundancy. Okay, step 1, draw land, acquired. There's a good chance I get Rogarin Triome. Usually you want to go Rogarin Triome into Forest, because that casts Wrenn and 6 and gives you all 4 colors. So. Alright, they did nothing on turn 2. I'll still fetch. Okay. Scrybug. This is the one they know about, so I'll play that. We're chilling. See if they have a Liliana of the Veil. If they play a Liliana, I have to decide if I want to play Teferi or just ending the Liliana. Grief, huh? Okay. Sure. Looks like they're probably going to ephemerate it, if I had to guess. Not much we can do about that. Not much we can do about that. Yep. Taking Teferi Dryad, and they can just take Omnath with the next one? Yeah, makes sense. Alright, so we need to find a Lightning Bolt, I guess, and hope they don't have another Ephemerate. Okay, I don't know why they're fetching now. Alright, so they definitely have another Ephemerate. Almost 100%. Alright, looks like we have no hand. Well, we have some lands, and they only have 2 cards left. So, I don't know. Pass, they're going to double Ephemerate, take my endings. I have no cards. So they traded a Grief. It's a 4 for 4. It's an even trade. It's like, a lot of people are like kind of going gaga over these Grief Ephemerate decks, and it's like, it's just an even trade. I mean, they're up a 3-2, but, you know. I should probably fetch before I do that. Yeah, they're up a 3-2, but... I get a Forest. It was just a 4 for 4. They traded a push, 2 Ephemerates, and got a Grief out of the deal. And they took 4 of my cards. So, like, it was good. I'm not saying it wasn't a good turn, but it's like a mostly even trade. I'm pretty sure these Ephemerate decks are a little overrated. But here we are. Here we are. Kaya's Guile, you got it. Alright, Omnath, please. Omnath is probably my single best draw. It's not bad either. Probably just kill their 1-1. Because my Teferi's dead anyways. I don't want to bounce the Grief. If I bounce the Grief and draw a spell, then they just go land Grief and then get my spell. So that's kind of doesn't get me anywhere. This forces them to take a turn off and kill Teferi, which is not too bad. Tide Hollow Sculler. Okay. Valakut, not the best draw. Bring to Light's a good draw. Bring to Light, Omnath. That's why I'm not fetching, because if I draw Omnath, I want to be able to fetch after I play the Omnath. Cycle now in case I hit Explore. Ren and 6. Oh, I should have left, because I forget that I've already fetched the basic forest. Not that Ren and 6 is doing much on this board anyways, but now I have to fetch Shock to play it. Whereas if I just left up forest, or I could have also just fetched first, but yeah, I guess I'll play it. Red, green. Get back. Triumph. I'm going to be going to 1. So I won't be able to fetch anyways, because they're going to probably put me to 1 and ignore Ren and 6. Or they just have Kai'Scowl and I'm dead anyways. Okay, cool. Yeah, I guess maybe I could have won if I didn't fetch, but... Alright, Veil of Summer, very good against them. I almost want to bring in Chalice, because I really just don't think their deck can actually win if you shut off the Ephemerate Grief stuff. So I think I'm actually going to bring in Chalice. The rest of their deck is just so anemic without Ephemerate plus Grief that if you can like reliably turn off Ephemerate, I think that's good. I think Prismatic Ending is generally pretty bad against them, because most of their threats are like, you know, Grief and that kind of stuff. And Ending not the best against that. I don't mind Verdict. I think I might just trim a Ren and 6? Nah, Ren and 6 is one of my best way to get up cards. I'll just trim and Explore. I think that's fine. Seems weird to bring in Chalice the Void, but I think it makes sense to me. Because I just really don't see them winning without Grief Ephemerate. Okay. Well, my hand has 7 cards and it has lands and spells. Like, and that's the thing about these matchups too, is you just have to keep any hand that functions, because their deck is just all about making you discard your hand. So as long as you're just like, again, this is a matchup where I want to go quantity over quality. Malakir Meyer. Alright, so let's go Temple Garden, I think. Ren and 6. Ren and 6, another card they have a very hard time beating, because it's just puts you up a ton of cards. Hide Hollow Sculler. Sure. Don't really care too much about that. I mean, I kind of assume they take... I really don't know. They took Teferi, sure. Well, now I can just play Dryad. Not too bad. Oh, and we get to hold up Veil. Alright, so let's go... I guess... Plains? Plains, Dryad, Plains, get back, Windswept Teeth. Play Dryad. Play the Windswept Teeth that they know about. Then we can hold up Veil. Alright, your turn. If they want a Solitude now, that's fine. White-black. They have a Sculler. Alright, we'll let it resolve. Because I assume they're going to Ephemerate with the trigger on the stack. Oh, yeah. Oof. Oof, that's a beating. That is an absolute beating. This card also just, like, single-handedly beats their deck. It's kind of comical. Kind of comical. Alright. Alright, Sculler resolves. Yeah, it's fine. Now I can just cast Verdict if I want, and then be up to Bring to Lights. And I get the Teferi back. Because I could Bring to Light for Tibalt, but... Oh, they're just dead. Yeah, right? I just fetch... No, they could have Solitude. I should play around Solitude. Yeah, I should play around Solitude. So let's go crack fetch. Maybe they'll Solitude now. Also fine. I mean, if they don't Solitude, I think I'm just gonna cast Bring to Light. Yeah, so let's go. Let's get, I guess, Breeding Pool. Plus here. White, blue, this. Get the Teferi back, and now we just have Ren and 6, Teferi 2, Bring to Lights, and they have nothing. Yeah, this game should be over. I wanted to cast Verdict there because I knew they had an Ephemerate coming off the thing, but okay. Get a basic forest. Let's go get back a land. Play the land. Blue, white, green, red, this. So I can get Tibalt this turn and then Scapeshift next turn. Not that they can really beat the Tibalt anyways. Alright, plus. Your turn. Got Solitude. Right, alright, alright. What you got, opponent? What you got? Looks like they don't have anything. Alright, so we learned how to beat this deck. Draw Veil of Summer. That's all you gotta do. Still think I like the Chalices. As you saw that game, they just don't have a ton of... I mean, I guess they have Tide Hollow Sculler. Maybe that's a reason to have Prismatic Ending. Maybe on the draw, Chalice is a little bit more suspect. Alright, fine. I'll bring an Ending, mostly just because they kept in Tide Hollow Sculler, which I guess they just kind of have to do, but I don't think I want a ton of endings, you know. Anger of the Gods also something I could have. Maybe I want Anger over the third ending. Because Anger is pretty high upside, and most of their creatures, I think all their creatures die to it, right? Except the, like, Cauldra and Batterskull, but they have Solitude, Grief, Sculler all die to it. So yeah, Anger is actually probably pretty good. I like this. I like this. That Veil of Summer was an absolute beating, though. Jeez. Absolute beating. Maybe I want to cut more Explorers and have more endings, but I kind of like Explore. No, maybe I don't. All right, let's do 2 Explore, 3 ending. I think I like that more. Yeah. Like, Explore is not the worst, but it's just super awkward when they have just a pile of discard. Dryad's also a card that's not the best against the pile of discard because, like, it's hard to just have enough material to make land drops off of Dryad when they're shredding your hand, but I think I like this. Alright, game 3. Game 3. Alright, everybody. I was going to come back here for game number 3, but it seems like our opponent has left the building and timed out of the match. So we don't have a game 3, unfortunately, but we're 3-0. Hope you enjoy the games. See you back in just a little bit for round number 4. And we are back for round number 4, 3-0 with Bring to Light Scapeshift. We're on the play, and I think this hand is reasonable. It's a little sketch, but we get to go turn 1 Ragavan Triumph. We have some defensive measures in the form of Prismatic Ending and Verdict. We have a good turn 4 play. So I don't know. I think this hand's okay. Go ahead and see what we're up against. Bloodstained Mire. Okay. This could mean a number of different things. I don't think it's the Rakdos Delirium deck because they didn't reveal Lurrus. Could be Jund, maybe. Could be Dredge. Stomping Ground Ragavan. So maybe they're Ponza, but without... I don't know. Stomping Ground Ragavan is interesting, I will say that. I'm going to play Savai Triome. Alright, what do they get? Hopefully we find a Dryad or a Teferi, just something to do next turn. So I guess just Jund with Ragavan? Okay, alright. Interesting. Jund with some Zoomer cards. Exiled the land. Thank you, opponent. I didn't really want to draw that. Shout out to our opponent, not allowing us to draw land, so never mind, we drew land anyways. Let's just play Breeding Pool tapped. Well, this is getting dicey. I assume they're just going to dash Ragavan again. Although it's a little bit more suspect now that we have mana up, so they might choose to do something else. Kind of depends on what their hand is. Yeah, see, they're choosing to cast Bloodbraid, which I think might be better for us, unless they hit a Thoughtseize. They hit a Fatal Push. That is good for us. Alright, so now we can just slam an Omnath. They're probably going to kill the Omnath, but it's a 1-for-1 trade, and then we can maybe bring to light the turn after for Tibalt, depending on what happens. Also, they might not be able to kill the Omnath and dash Ragavan, so get us some advantage that way. I'm just going to get a basic Forest. Green, blue, white, red. Drew a Lightning Bolt, which is actually pretty good. So now we could potentially Verdict and hold up Bolt if we didn't want to bring to light. They can't Fatal Push. So they have Voidwalker Pass. Ooh, I like that. So now we can go Misty, Omnath trigger, Bolt the Voidwalker, crack Misty. I want to do this before casting Bring to Light, because I'm going to get Tibalt. But I want to do this before casting Bring to Light because I don't want them to get the Bring to Light. So plus here. We'll play Teferi. Plus Teferi. I don't want to bounce the Bloodbraid Elf, and then we'll just chill. Alright, I have a Tibalt and Teferi and an Omnath. What you got, opponent? But yeah, I wanted to kill the Voidwalker before playing Bring to Light. Even though Voidwalker plus Bring to Light is not a like, obviously they can't do anything. Maybe there's like some weird scenario where they, I don't know, untap and trophy Tibalt. I don't know. I'm going to kill the Voidwalker no matter what. Someone else just do it first. Alright. Game 2. Aether Gust and Veil of Summer, good against Jund. Negate, I'm not a huge fan of. Anger, it's better against Ragavan, but still I don't think is quite good enough. And I don't think I like any of these cards. What's bad against Jund? Usually not the biggest fan of Teferi. And probably Trim and Explore. Sounds good to me. I want to keep Ending because they have Ragavan and probably Ren and 6. I want to keep all my threats. I like Verdict against Goyf. There's some potential that I could trim a Dryad. And I think I have to keep Bolt to have maximum number of answers for Ragavan. So that's definitely the scariest card out of their deck. Well, with the exception of Blood Moon after sideboard, which they usually do bring in. Sand is pretty weak to Ragavan, but I'm on the draw. I have 6 1-mana answers to Ragavan, and I have Dryad plus Bring to Light. I don't know. I really hate mulliganing against Thoughtseize decks, even though this hand is not very good against Thoughtseize. It has a bunch of lands, and it's one of those things that, like, well, they can't Thoughtseize the top of the deck, and, you know, we have a lot of draw steps, potentially. Alright, no, I'm very, very glad that I didn't see Ragavan. This hand is much, much happier to see a turn 1 discard spell than a Ragavan. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to play fetch lands in the first couple turns just in case I'm just so I'm set up for turn 3 Blood Moon. Again, I don't know for sure that they have Blood Moon in their deck, but you never know. So I'd rather just leave myself the option to fetch basics. I'm not gonna crack the fetches quite yet, but now that I drew Ending, I could get example just go Plains Island, and then even if they Blood Moon me, these are all the third color that I need for Ending. That's fine. So now I can go white green. Yeah. So Plains Forest. I do kind of want to kill the Goyf while I can. No point in playing red and 6 because it's just going to die. If I play red and 6, I have to fetch, and then there's land, creature, enchantment, sorcery, and then red and 6 would just die to the 4/5 Goyf. So I'm going to kill. I'd rather just kill the Goyf now. Now, this is worse if they go Mountain Blood Moon, but if they have Mountain Blood Moon, they don't have access to black mana, and I have 3 more Prismatic Endings in my deck to draw towards because I already have Forest Plains. So now they take red and 6. Probably just going to cycle Triome this turn. Probably just like play Steam Vents and do that. I assume they're taking Ren. They took Bring the Light. Interesting. Maybe they have another Goyf. Okay, that makes sense. Teferi would be a good draw. Oh, I boarded out Teferi, yeah. So again, there's really no point in playing red and 6 into the Tarmogoyf, so I'd rather just cycle the Triumph here. Like red and 6, uptick, it just dies the Goyf. Doesn't really accomplish much. Maybe I should be keeping Teferi in this matchup. If we go to game 3, I'll take a look. Alright, now do they have Blood Moon? Seems like they might. Nope, nothing. Alright, Prismatic Ending would be a good draw. Omnath a fine draw. Although Omnath is probably dying. I'm still going to play it. I'm going to play the white source in case I draw Verdict. So I can play Verdict. Oh, nope. I could not do that because I had Forest Plains. That is really awkward. Okay, well, this was bad. I forgot I had Forest Plains. Get back this. That was really bad. I should not have done that, obviously. Mistakes were made. But now I could just get Island and then play Omnath. I'm still in a bad spot. Okay, that's actually, honestly, that's actually really good for me, because now I can play Omnath without taking damage. I'm actually super happy they cast that trophy. Unless I'm dying this turn, but doesn't look like I am. Alright, go to 4. They have 1 card. What do we draw? Alright, let's cast Omnath. Let's see what we find. They can't kill the Omnath in response, unless they have Dismember. Okay, now what? What is my out? Bring to Light? Bring to Light for Verdict. So, play Misty Rainforest. Or 11. I could just fetch a tap land on their turn, go to 11, and then take 9 and go to 2. Or I could fetch now, go to 7, get a tap land, because I don't really want to get a shock. And then I would have access to 5 mana. Then I could play Explore with 3 left. Is that better? And then if I miss, I have to chump block the Tarmogoyf, also just dead to a removal spell. Whereas if I do the gain life play, I'm not dead to like an Assassin's Trophy or a Liliana. I can just go to 2. I think it's actually better to do it this way. They could. I'm gonna upkeep fetch if they respond and have trophy. It's bad, but Alright, they didn't have Trophy in response. Let's get, I guess, just Rogerin. Alright, so we go to 10. Oh yeah, no, we go to 11, yeah. So we go to 11, take 9, go to 2. Inquisition, which is moderately annoying because that's a redraw. Alright, so go to 2. That might just have Bolt. We're dead anyways, but wasn't really beating Bolt no matter what I did. Alright, cool. Okay, Teferi or no? Uh-oh. Moto's been having some issues today. I don't know if we might still appear to be having some issues here. Because my sideboarding is not coming up. I might have to pause the video and restart Moto real quick. Alright, so I'm not really sure what happened there, but Magic Online decided to crash and come back, and now I'm not... Well, I couldn't choose to re-sideboard, so we're stuck with no Teferis, even though I'm not sure what I would have done if I wanted them or not. Stands really good against Jund. Keep. This is a hand that I kind of want them to play Ragavan on turn 1 and no discard spell, because Red and 6 is just obscene against them. But I would also accept them just having a tap land. I think I'm going to lead on Ketria Triome. Alright, Ragavan, please. Ragavan, please. Normally, I would want to lead on Misty Rainforest to bluff Veil of Summer, but because I have every other land comes into play tapped, I can't afford to do that. If I had another untapped land, I would have 100% done that, but looks like we're getting discard spell, which kind of sucks, but not much we can do about it. It is what it is. Now is when I wouldn't mind drawing Veil of Summer because they don't know about it. That's interesting. I kind of think I have to play Roger and Triome here, because if I play Misty Rainforest and hold up Gus, I don't have a turn 4 Omnath set up. And if I hold up Gus and they just have another discard spell, it kind of sucks anyways. So, I just get super duper punished. And now they play Tarmogoyf. Play Voidwalker. Okay, that's fine. Drew a Prismatic Ending, which I think I'm going to cast. Yeah, it's fine. Play Valakut, and then we can just Omnath next turn. Ooh, this is bad against Ashiok, because we're not fetching this turn. They definitely could have Ashiok, but I can't really afford to play around that, because if I play Misty, then I don't have Omnath set up, and I want to get Omnath into play as quickly as possible. So I think I just kind of have to suck it up if they have Ashiok. It's not great for me, but okay, Voidwalker is fine. That I can live with. This might mean they get their own Voidwalker if they kill my Omnath, but I think I'm okay with that. What land am I getting? Oh. Green, red, blue. Probably just basic forest. Yeah, it's fine. Green, red, blue, white. Actually get the right land so I can play my Omnath this game, unlike last game. I'm not sure how relevant it was that I played the wrong land that turn. I mean, obviously it's relevant, but they also notably have no red mana. Okay, now they have red mana. This looks like probably a Liliana. I wonder if they're going to cast the Omnath. Honestly, I kind of hope they do. And then if I draw a land, I can just go Bring to Light minus on this, which would be so good for me. Okay. So they're not doing that, which means maybe I plus if I draw a land, just plus the Tibalt. Because I have to assume I'm casting Tibalt if I draw a land. Oh. Wonder if they're choosing to do the Omnath line. Because they're thinking about not attacking here. I mean, also if they Omnath, I can just Aether Gust it. Okay, they're choosing to attack. I don't know if I'd rather... I mean, I think I would rather have them cast the Omnath, but... Alright, land's a good draw. Most spells are decent draws, except for, like, Second Dryad or something. Another Gust, maybe. Like, Ending is a fine draw. It's awkward that we don't have a land in our graveyard because of the Dauthi Voidwalker. Exile their fetch. Alright, well, I drew a land. So now I can go Renin 6 minus on Liliana. And then they just kill Renin 6 with this. But I get to hold up Gust as well. And they're on 3 cards. I think that's good. I think I'm going to do that. Like, if they want to sack Voidwalker to get a Renin 6, I think I'm okay. I think I don't mind that. I think I can live with that. I do want to kill the Liliana, though. Because Liliana makes Voidwalker a much more threatening card. Because then, like, if I discard Gust, they get their own Gust off the Voidwalker, so... If they go to bolt the Ren, I'm just going to let it happen. I'm not going to Gust it. Hypothetically, I could Gust my own Ren, but I don't really want to do that. I think I'm just going to let Ren die. Because that also means the Voidwalker's tapped for a turn. Hopefully I can just Gust their play this turn, untap, slam Tibalt. Probably minus on Voidwalker. Maybe just plus, though. Alright, well, I can't Gust that. So I guess I'm going to discard the Gust. And then keep Bring to Light for Tibalt and then Dryad. Yeah. Because, honestly, now if I draw a fetch land... If I draw a fetch land, I could just Dryad and mow down all their stuff. I'm actually pretty close to killing them, too. Okay, now what? So I could go Dryad, play Sacred Foundry, kill Liliana. It's awkward if they have Fatal Push, because then they get to kill the Dryad, and they still have the Voidwalker in play. Or I could Bring to Light for Tibalt, not play... I think I like that line. Bring to Light for Tibalt, don't play the Sacred Foundry, hold it to discard to Liliana, uptick the Tibalt up to 7. It's really hard for them to kill it. Then I discard this to Liliana, still have Dryad. Yeah, I think that's my best line. I think that is my best line. I could also get Omnath. I think Omnath is probably worse than just getting Tibalt. Alright, Tibalt. Going upstairs. I could also just hit a land off Tibalt and play that as my land for turn. Because I wouldn't mind hitting a land drop here. But alright, plus. Let's see what we got. Land and a discard spell would be kind of nice. Because then we can just discard spell them. Oh, that's so good. So now I can get basic planes and Thoughtseize them. That's actually insane. Actually insane. That is so good for me. I don't think they would bring in Veil. Maybe they did. Yeah, they did. I'm kind of surprised they'd bring in Veil. I don't actually have any counterspells in my deck. I mean, they don't know that, but, you know. Alright. Beats, I guess. I guess I shouldn't have cast the Thoughtseize to let the Veil rot in their hand. Although we're in just a really good spot now. Because now they have to answer the Tibalt, which costs them a lot of resources, and then we still have Dryad Valakut after the fact. Like, they can Bloodbraid here unless they hit a burn spell. Okay. I mean, that's not terrible for them, but I don't think it's good enough. Okay, they're going to cast something off Voidwalker. What are they casting? It's impossible for me to tell. Oh, Aether Gust, right. I forgot they had a Gust. Shoot. I completely forgot about that. Okay, whoops. Maybe I was supposed to minus on the Voidwalker then? Right, because I discarded the Gust to Liliana. Never mind. We're actually super far behind now. I forgot about the Gust. Actually going to lose this game. Play my land to make Bring to Light lethal. Plus we're just going to lose it to Liliana anyways. But now we have to draw Bring to Light or Scapeshift, or we are not in a good spot. Alright, Tarmogoyf doesn't matter. Alright, bring the Light Scapeshift, please and thank you. I guess I fetched a Thin. Completely forgot about that Gust. Although, again, there's really nothing I could do about it, so... I don't think it would have changed my plays. I just completely forgot about it. Alright, bring the Light or Scapeshift, please. Bring to Light or Scapeshift, please. Prismatic Ending. So I guess I can kill the Liliana and then go to 1 and get one more draw step. But I have to kill the Liliana because if I don't kill the Lily, they just ultimate, and then I can't beat that. So, hope they break on a burn spell. So this is 9 damage. What card type is missing? Planeswalker, sorcery, instant, land, creature. So enchantment, artifact, tribal. I actually drew a bolt. Alright, good beats. Yeah, I totally forgot about the Aether Gust under the Voidwalker, but I don't really think there was much I could have done differently that game. I guess I maybe could have Bring to Lighted for Supreme Verdict, but I'm not sure that was how I wanted to approach that, so... that was a weird match. I wouldn't expect to lose to Jun with this deck, but here we are. Alright, I'll see you back in just a little bit for round number 5. Alright, YouTube, we are here for round number 5. Let's see what we got. Turn 1 Valakut, turn 2... So we got blue, red, probably Temple Garden. And then we'll go from there. See what we're up against. No companion. Select Affinity. Okay. Affinity with not the most explosive start. Alright, we'll go Misty, get Temple Garden to make sure we have all of our colors. Can explore, play Triome. And then see what they have. Can maybe go Dryad into Bolt. We can Teferi into Bolt. They have an Overseer. Okay. This looks like a pretty good setup. I kind of want to play Dryad here. I'm obviously going to Bolt the Overseer. It's just trying to figure out what I want to have in play. So let's do it this way. Let's go Forest, Dryad, play Island, and then bolt this off of the island, so we can represent a second bolt. And then if they don't kill Dryad, we just have lethal next turn if we draw land, or we can just bring the light for Tibalt, also fine. Have Island. This should be, I think, a decent matchup. Galvanic Blast, okay, that's fine. Thoughtcast, but the nice thing is they don't have a ton of pressure in place, so we can just Tibalt now. Yeah, I'm down to Tibalt. So blue, green, red, white. I have to do it for 5, but might as well. Let's get Tibalt. Let's go upstairs. Let's play their Urza Saga, because why not? Not that I have anything to search for with the Saga, but... Alright, okay, alright. So they get to kill Tibalt here. It's a little unfortunate. And a Thought Monitor. Alright, this game's not over. This game is not over yet. I thought it was, but... We're at 16. So I can go Dryad. They're at 19, and I have 3 Valakut triggers. So maybe I Teferi first? The reason I would want it to Teferi first is in case I drew another fetch land. And then I could have 2 Valakut activations up on their turn. So let's go Teferi. And then bounce the plating, I think. Wrenn and 6. Okay, so now we can go Dryad, play the Misty, kill the Thought Monitor, play Steam Vents tapped, kill the Ornithopter, and then I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to choose to not play the Wrenn and 6, and that way I can hold up a Valakut trigger so that whatever they put the plating on, I can kill, because they don't have a second black. Okay, that's fine. Beatable. Because I could have played Wrenn and 6 there and killed another thing, but... Alright, plating on that. So I guess they can now activate the Gingerbread if they want to. They might also just ignore Teferi. Yeah, so they're going to activate the Gingerbread. So I have the choice of either keeping Teferi or taking 7 damage. I think I'll just not take 7 damage. Alright, I'll just kill this. Teferi's done its job. Plus, Wrenn and 6 can just play cleanup duty. I can just kill all their stuff. Dryad. There's kind of no reason not to make a token here. It's just a free blocker, essentially. I don't have anything to get with the Saga, though, unfortunately. So let's go Wrenn and 6. Get back a Misty. Play Misty. Kill this. Play another Dryad. Yeah, I can even attack, why not? We just have a free Valakut activation up and to stop plating at instant speed. The only thing we have to worry about is Saga can get Shadow Spear. Can also make a token that's large enough that can survive Valakut triggers, but I think we're doing okay. Whichever Memnite they decide to equip, I can also just block with the Construct. Take that trade. Just leave the Valakut trigger up. Attacking me. I will trade. Just keep trading. Trade, trade, trade. Alright, they're going to make a thing now. I guess they want to equip. Sure, that's fine. Prismatic Ending. I actually don't really care about the cranial plating, so I can just go ending the construct. The construct, I think, is the only thing that I actually care about, because it's the one thing I can't kill with Valakut triggers, and everything else I can kill with Valakut triggers. Now I just have 2 fetches up, so they can never hit me with basically anything that isn't a construct. And we can also just double shoot the construct if we want. Oh, they're getting Needle. And they chose Misty Rainforest. Well, I forgot about the Needle. I guess I should have responded. Because I could have killed the construct in response. We did? No. Not quite dead. Yeah, I messed that up. So I guess I should have killed their construct in response. They're attacking Wrenn. Okay. Supreme Verdict. Not the best. Not the best. If I cast Supreme Verdict... and let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Saga token is 4, 5, 6, 7. Plus this is 8. If I don't cast Supreme Verdict, It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm dead to any artifact. I don't really see how I'm winning this game without casting. Or. God, this is tough. Kind of feel like I need these dryads in play. Yeah. This would have been a lot better had I just cracked the Misties and the construct wasn't in play. Although I'd still kind of be in a pickle against the Ink Moth. So I don't know how much that would have mattered. I'm just gonna pass. I think. Yeah, I'm just gonna pass. All right. I actually can't believe I'm in this position. I didn't think I could lose this game. All right, Spell Bomb. Well, if they go for it, I'm dead. Kind of assume they are. Like, I'm just trying to think of where this game went wrong. You know? I mean, other than not sacking the 2 Misties to kill the Construct, which would have given me one more draw step, but... Yeah, awkward. Okay, game 2, Fracturing Gust, Anger of the Gods, Engineered Explosives good, Chalice might be okay too. Chalice on the play maybe, but I don't like Teferi. They kind of clog up the board a little bit too much for Teferi. And I think I'm going to trim and explore. I think I'm not going to bring in Chalice, though. I think just this. I mean, we'll see how this goes. Yeah, so again, obviously I messed up pretty badly with the Misty Rainforest / like Needle thing, but even if I kill the Construct, I'm still kind of in a bad spot against the Nexus and the Plating, so... I think maybe the one thing I could have done was Prismatic Ending the Plating, and then I probably win the game that way, but... Alright, Red and 6, but no fetch land. I'm still going to keep, though. Red and 6 in the play is pretty good against them. They have a lot of X1s. Right. No X1s in sight. Land is good. Just going to get Temple Garden, I think, just to shore up all my mana. I mean, I guess I have the Dryad, so maybe that was pointless, but... So now we can just go Plains, Dryad, tap land. Maybe untap land to represent Bolt. Depending on what happens this turn. Signal Pest. Okay. And Galvanic Blast. Yeah. Alright. No. Dryad, tap land. Next turn we can just bring to light for Fracturing Gust, which I can't imagine they can ever beat. 4 mana. Antiquities War. I'm surprised they would bring that in this matchup. Very surprised. Might just let that go off for one more chapter, so I can just get more out of them that way. Orchid Anger. Oh, they're just dead. What am I saying? Yeah, I just get Scapeshift. Green, blue, red, white, black. I mean, I wanted to get Fracturing Gust, but I guess I'll just get Scapeshift and kill them. No fun. I just wanted to cast Fracturing Gust. Well, now the good part about this is now they don't even know that I have it, so please don't make me put these in the stack. Okay. All right, game 3. On the draw, Teferi's even worse on the draw, so let's go with this. If I don't want Teferi on the play, I certainly don't want it on the draw. Ren, Omnath, Dryad, Bring to Light, Land. Seems fine to me. Probably go Savai Triome on 1, maybe fetch Breeding Pool on 2. Ginger Brute. Okay. Yeah, let's just go Savai Triumph on one. And probably Breeding Pool. Ornithopter, Frogmite. So if I play Ren and 6, they can kill it, but they have to animate the Nexus and use their whole turn to do so. And I think I'm okay with that. But I need to... can I get a Forest? Maybe with the second Dry, I can afford to not take a bunch of damage and just get Forest. Yeah, okay, that's fine. It's a little risky if they somehow can kill both Dryads, but... Oh, no, I'm getting the Misty back, yeah, because I can just get blue mana off of this. Yeah, this is fine. So next turn I could just go Mountain, Dryad, tap land. Excuse me. After they kill Ren and 6, which is fine. And then if we draw a land, we should have lethal. And do I want to cast Prismatic Ending? Not really. Kind of want to save it. In case they have, like, I don't know, an Ashiok or something. I guess they can't cast Ashiok. I don't know what sideboard cards they usually bring in. Probably some counter magic. Alright, they're doing nothing, which I guess means they're just holding up. They don't have colored mana, though, so outside of Dismember... Oh, but I can actually force the issue, right? I can just go Prismatic Ending the Gingerbread first, and if they make a token, then they just die. Because then I just bring the light. Because I'm trying to get them to tap out. Oh, oh no, they don't have a spring. I thought they had Springleaf Drum. Never mind, I'm stupid. All right, well, I guess I'm just gonna go for it. Eh. All right, whatever. I'll just go for it. I don't know if they have Dismember, but this was dumb. I don't know. I kind of lost my train of thought after last match. All right, Scapeshift. They gave me the GGs, so. All right. I don't know what happened there. I kind of that Liz into Jun kind of threw. Anyways, the league's over. We 4-1. Some missteps along the way, and I'm sure I'll get chewed up in the comment section about it as always. But deck felt pretty good, and I think that this is definitely Prismatic Ending is a huge upgrade to this deck. Again, as I was saying before, just these decks used to play Path to Exile, and Path to Exile is fine, but it's not unconditional. You know, Prismatic Ending kills a lot more things than Path to Exile does, and it doesn't give your opponent a land, so Ending just a huge upgrade to this deck. So if you made it all the way to the end of the video, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one.